My dear and beloved child, listen carefully to what I tell you this morning. There is something inside you that goes beyond the common emotions of daily life. It's not just tiredness, it's not just sadness. What follows you, what consumes you in silence, is a deep cry, hidden even from yourself. It is an inner groan that cannot be expressed with words, but it burns in your spirit like a fire that will not go out. This cry does not come from physical pain or a single disappointment. It is born from a soul that feels the absence of something eternal. It is your essence crying out for meaning, for direction, for presence. And I, the Lord, am here this morning to tell you, I hear what no one else hears, what stirs in the innermost parts of your being. It is not a fleeting emotion that time can heal, nor a common anguish that the world can comfort. What dwells in you is deeper than you can even understand. It is a sound from the Spirit, a silent scream that no one around you can discern. Not even those who love you fully perceive it. You try to explain, but the words get lost. You try to cover it up with smiles, but your soul remains restless. You try to move forward, but your heart cries out inside for help. And now I tell you, what you feel is not desperation, it is thirst. It is not weakness, it is a calling, and it is not human, it is spiritual. There is a groan in your spirit that cannot be translated with phrases, that is not expressed by mouth, but by the pain you feel for no apparent reason. That invisible sound is born when you lie down and sleep doesn't come, when you walk among people and feel as if no one really sees you, when you pray in silence and not even you understand what you're asking for. That cry is not shaped by human language because it comes from the soul. It comes from the Spirit, and only heaven can hear it, and I, your God, hear every note, every sigh, every heartbeat filled with pain and hope. You think you are alone, that no one understands you, that no one perceives what is happening inside you, but I see. I see beyond what your eyes show. I feel what you cannot express. And though it may seem like nothing is happening, I'm already moving on your behalf. Even if you think your voice gets lost in the wind, it rises to my throne with power. Because I'm the God who interprets tears, who hears sighs, who answers silence. I am the one who acts when all believe there is nothing left to do. The cry that is born within you is not weak. It is strong, it is real, it is holy, and it carries a message that reaches directly to my heart. You can be surrounded by people and still feel a void no one can fill. You may smile to avoid worrying others, yet inside you feel like you're drowning in a sea of unanswered questions. And still, something in you keeps crying out for me. That is not madness, that is faith. That is not weakness, that is resilience. That is your spirit saying, I need God. I know that voice, I know that cry. It is truer than many shouted prayers at the altar. It is purer than many songs sung without truth. Because that sound coming from deep within you is sincere, authentic, profound. And that's why I lean in to listen. I am the God who hears what no one hears. I am the one who listens when your lips are silent. I am the one who understands you when you don't even understand yourself. Because before you were formed, I already knew your innermost being. I already knew your makeup, your sensitivity, your inner battles. I know what is hurting. I know what made the light disappear from your eyes. I know what has robbed your peace in the early hours, and I tell you, none of that goes unnoticed by me. Not a single tear falls without me seeing it. No sigh is ignored. No anxious thought is set aside. I am with you, even when you think I'm not. I stay near, even when you feel abandoned. And the proof of that is this cry that still lives within you, because if there is still a cry, there is still faith. If there is still a cry, there is still hope. And if there is still hope, then there is an answer on the way. You have walked among walls of fear, frustrations, old disappointments, burdens, weights no one understands. You fight thoughts that torment you. Sometimes you think you're failing, falling behind, that you won't get through this. But listen, those walls were not made to crush you. They're about to fall. Because what I hear in silence, I respond to with power. The cry no one sees, I turn into victory before all. I am the God who works in the invisible, who labors in the intimate, who moves in the secret place. And that is where you are now. the secret place where only heaven hears you. But don't be fooled. Just because others don't see your pain doesn't mean it's ignored. Just because no one hugs you with understanding doesn't mean I don't surround you with mercy. I'm not guided by appearances. Beautiful words don't impress me. I respond to the heart. And your heart, though wounded, still beats with faith, still cries out even in silence, still searches even without strength. And that moves me. That stirs me. Child, there is a time for all things, a time for crying out, but also a time for the answer, and the time for the answer is coming. Not as you imagine, not as you planned, but as I know is best for you. I'm not delaying, I'm preparing, because what comes from heaven doesn't arrive in haste, it arrives with purpose. And the purpose of your pain is not to destroy you, it is to mature you. The purpose of your silence is not to silence you, it is to align you with my voice. And the purpose of your cry is not to make you desperate. It is to open the way for my manifestation. So don't stop crying out. Even if you think it's not working, even if it feels like nothing's changing, even if everything looks the same, the cry that is born in your spirit never returns empty. It rises like incense, like a living offering, like a pure fragrance before me, and I receive it, I welcome it, I answer it. At the right time, you will see. What today seems like confusion will become direction. What now is weeping will turn into singing. What now crushes you will strengthen you, because I do not allow pain without purpose. I do not allow tears without a harvest. Everything has a time, and the time of harvest is drawing near. Do not despise that sound only heaven can hear, because it is that sound that is attracting my move over your life. It is that sound that is opening doors that were closed. It is that sound that is moving angels in your favor. It is that sound that is breaking curses, untying knots, undoing old entanglements. You don't see it, but the spiritual world is moving because of you. There are battles being fought in silence. There are victories being prepared in secret because you cried out even without words. You wept even without tears. You searched even without knowing how. And I, who see everything, am coming to meet you. Child, there is a cry inside you that is not weak, not small, not useless. It is precious, it is true, it carries weight in heaven. And that is why I say to you, stand firm, hold on a little longer. Do not bow your head like one defeated. You are not losing, you are being shaped. I am forming your faith, healing your wounds, restoring your strength. You are mine, and I do not abandon my own. I do not forget those who cry out, even when no one hears them. Your soul is not mute to me, and I, the God who hears the inaudible, I rise to answer you. I move to free you. I descend to heal you. You are not crying in vain. You are not waiting in vain. You are not suffering in vain. Everything is being noted, saved, recorded, and at the right time, everything will be restored. I will turn your cry into testimony, your tears into miracles, your pain into healing, your waiting into an answer. Because I am faithful, because I'm just, because I am your God. And now, beloved child, allow me to take you deeper, beyond the cry, into the reason for the cry. That longing you feel, that ache that stirs your soul is not only about healing, it's about identity. You are not who the world says you are. You are not defined by past failures, rejections, or the roles others have cast you into. You are mine. I have called you by name. And in this hour, I am peeling back the false labels, the self-imposed limits, the identities shaped by fear and pain, so you may finally see yourself as I see you. You were created with intention. Nothing about your design is accidental. Even your sensitivities, your questions, your unusual depth of feeling, they are not flaws. They are signatures of your purpose. You were shaped to perceive what others ignore, to feel what others numb, to hear what others silence. This is not your weakness, it is your spiritual sensitivity, it is your calling in disguise. But I know that sensitivity has made life harder. I see how deeply you've been wounded by the indifference of others. I know how much it cost you to love without being understood, to care deeply in a world that often feels cold. And so I am healing not only your wounds, I am redeeming your sensitivity. What once brought you pain will become the very vessel through which I pour my compassion into others. There are things I've placed in you that you haven't even discovered yet, gifts wrapped in layers of trials and silence, but now I am beginning to unwrap them. I'm drawing out of you songs that haven't been sung, prayers that haven't been prayed, strength that hasn't been tested. These treasures were hidden not to keep you from them, but to keep them safe until you were ready to carry them. In the secret seasons, when no one applauded, when no one recognized your endurance, you grew. It didn't feel like growth, but your roots were going deep. The fruit will come and it will be visible, but first I made you unshakable. You may not realize it, but storms that would have broken others only deepened your foundation. That's because I am more interested in building eternity in you than giving you temporary comfort. You've asked me many times, why must it be this hard? And I tell you this, hard seasons produce holy strength. I'm not punishing you, I am preparing you for influence you don't yet see, for assignments not yet revealed, for people who are waiting for the version of you that only this process can birth. The suffering you've endured will not be wasted. It will become oil that flows for others. And yes, I know the weariness that sometimes tries to cover your soul like a heavy fog. I've seen you sit in silence, trying to pretend you're fine, when the truth is you're not. But you don't need to pretend with me. I know when your smile hides sorrow. I know when your words mask worry. You never need to impress me. I'm already deeply moved by your honesty, your brokenness, your faithfulness in small things. When no one noticed that you kept going, I noticed. When you chose integrity in private, I recorded it. When you fought thoughts of giving up but stayed, even trembling, I marked it as victory. Your battles may not make headlines, but they make history in heaven. You are more courageous than you know, and I am proud of you. Not because you are perfect, but because you persevere. There are doors you've been knocking on that didn't open. And it hurt. I know it did. But I allowed those doors to stay closed because what waited behind them would have distracted you from what is truly yours. Some no's are my mercy in disguise. I wasn't withholding, I was protecting, I wasn't rejecting, I was redirecting. Trust my closed doors as much as you trust my open ones. You see delays, but I see divine pacing. You see silence, but I see space for your soul to breathe. You see confusion, but I see the weaving of a bigger picture. You are not behind. You are right on time with my plan. And no missed opportunity, no human decision, no failure can override what I have written over your life. There is restoration ahead, not just of things, but of you. The version of you that was silenced by trauma, dimmed by discouragement, buried under fear, I am calling it forth. You will laugh again with depth. You will love without fear of losing. You will live without tiptoeing around rejection. I am restoring you from the inside out, not with quick fixes, but with deep healing. You've learned to survive, but now I want to teach you how to thrive. Survival made you guarded. Thriving will make you free. And freedom requires trust. Trust not in your own strength, but in my guidance. So let me lead you out of the wilderness, not just geographically, but mentally and emotionally. Let me untangle the lies you've believed about yourself and replace them with truth. I see the way you look at others and feel less than. I see how comparison eats away at your joy, but my child, you are incomparable. There is no one with your exact assignment, your exact blend of experience and gifting. Stop measuring your worth by someone else's chapter. Your story is sacred, and it is unfolding just as I intended. Yes, others have misunderstood you. Sometimes they labeled your passion as too much, or your silence as cold. But I understood. I was there when you swallowed your pain to keep the peace. I was there when you kept giving, even when you were empty. And now I say, I will fill you, not with temporary distractions, but with a peace that surpasses understanding and a joy that comes from knowing you are seen. You've held on to burdens that were never yours to carry. You've tried to fix people I never asked you to fix. Let them go, release the pressure. Come back to me and let me remind you, your worth is not tied to what you produce or how needed you feel. Your value was set long before you did anything to earn it. You are mine because I chose you. This world will keep shouting over you, offering louder voices, louder opinions, louder distractions, but I speak in the stillness. Come away from the noise, turn down the volume of fear and doubt. You don't need 100 confirmations, you need one word from me, and I've already given it. You are mine, and I will never leave you. There is a battle over your mind, and I am teaching your hands to war, not with anxiety, but with truth. Not with panic, but with praise. You are not helpless against your thoughts. I have given you weapons not made by human hands. Peace, discipline, discernment, spiritual vision. You are not at the mercy of fear. You are more than a conqueror. Sometimes I will allow you to walk through the fire, not to burn you, but to reveal what cannot be burned. The faith that remains when everything else falls, the identity that stands when applause fades. These are eternal things. These are what I'm building in you. And one day when others ask how you endured, you'll point not to your strength, but to my faithfulness.